Well, there you go. Aaron Roberts in the commentary box. And for the last game of the day, my 8th, 4th today, Darren Crawford. And we've got Darren Geared as well, jumping for special comments. We've got 6 sets of eyes on this game, and I've got glasses, so 8 sets of eyes on this game. And I am ripped. We'll go to you, Crawford, to start with. You know these players quite well. What do we expect?
Yeah, look, I think South Launceston obviously come in really strong favourites, but as we know, grand finals are a different story, provided that Prospect can sort of start well early. Looking forward to watching young Phoenix Howard and both him and Lenny Hazel, who went away with the state 15s this year.
Giddy, yourself, you've umpired a fair few of these late school footy in NTJFA. What can you take out of today's game?
Oh, look, South certainly come in as a favourite. Yeah, look, it'll be an interesting contest.
So we hope you enjoyed the coverage so far. We've had a South victory in the 17s. South got the 14s, and the Tigers, Longford, winning a ripping 16-2s grand final. But you could say this is equal marquee game with the 17 girls. A lot of interest is just one. A lot of interest, as that man could be involved at different stages. Luttrell, he looks like he's ready for action.
Yeah, looking forward to watching young Chase Oliver, Jack Morrison, and just to name a couple of prominent names there for South who have been playing a bit of senior footy of late. So obviously they didn't play yesterday. Looking forward to seeing their efforts and what they can produce out here on grand final day.
So we saw in the last game, South got away early as the favourites, but Prospect came back. So we've had a lot of games. This is the different strip though, Geardy, for Prospect. Is there a way, Guernsey?
I'm not quite sure. I think it might be, yeah. They've obviously got a new strip this year, so yeah, predominantly brown.
Predominantly brown as we're in the grand final. There's Luttrell with an early touch. And the ground is in tip-top condition at the moment. Gazelle now to the middle. Not the best kick from him. So the nerves will be aplenty as Philpott off half-back. A long searching ball for him and a neat mark to Flynn McKendrick. He goes short. The option's good. The delivery's even better. And a mixed max march there. French has got it.
He's had a really strong year, has Flynn. He's, I think, 48 goals to his name. So I'm expecting him to be a real threat in the front half of South.
Is he within range? So, first shot on goal from Will French. He'll kick right on the strip. Gets within one step. It's got to... No, it's going to fall short, so maybe there's a slight breeze just inside that pocket. It's picked out by Hazel. See the ball being held up. We reckon there was a bit of a breeze in the first quarter. I should say the last game. Yost in strife. So what's the breeze? The Sox died a bit, Croft.
Yeah, I still think that's the goal scoring end. I like the use of the density rule that they've implemented. It just sort of makes the game a bit more open and gives the players an opportunity to shine.
Well, there's Oliver right on cue. Gear to the umpire say, who have we got?
We've got Gary Bass and Noah Jackson. And look, the third one, I'm not quite sure. I have to check on that one.
We'll try and see those ones. So good luck to the umpire state. Broadly, the umpiring's been fantastic throughout the days playing without our umpires. We've struggled to get anything happening on the park. As I mentioned, the ground is dried out nicely. Lots of footy happening on the venue over the next 3 weeks. Long searching ball. Hayes comes in. Hands from Badcock. And the physicality of 16 footy on show. So Mays will tackle in the ruck. His left hand goes down and he pings it back in. Rushed entry inside forward 50 and a Prospect free kick. They may get the advantage here, although it may have to come back. So just the one behind in the grand final. Long searching kick. Bernie there. He goes to ground. The flick out handball. Mays can't win it. Prospect under the pump at the moment. Towards Gazelle. His second touch. The kick's ineffective. There's Kirby. Played well in the rep games. Steaming out is Sheehan, the captain. Belts it up towards half forward. And there's the legs of Philpott. He gets them moving. Second touch for Murfitt. And a ball up.
So generally I'd expect Ann Taylor to send their high half forwards up the stoppage here, but I'd be dropping one back. You can see Hernick there just dropping off, or Luttrell, it looks like, sitting in front of Chase Oliver there.
Yeah, got some mobility as that ball's slung out the side. Philpott first to it, ball's been bashed. And Herning right on cue, trying to get through, but can't. And a free kick. Good tackle. In fact, a very good tackle. Took a fair brute there, Chirali. They're both slipping over. Both players are on their backside. Actually, 4 players slipped over. Murphy's got time. His kick's a little wobbly. It's out towards the boundary. It's picked up by Sheen. His delivery is excellent. Gazelles with his 3rd touch. He's got a par in the middle. He now goes. Just needed another metre on that kick. Provides so much pressure for Hernick. He gets the wide handball out. Badcock will be strong in every part of the ground. And that's a good mark for defence reverse. Some run from Hayes. Has a couple of options further afield. Out the front of French. He gets the handball on his knees. Is Yost. He grapples for the footy. And we have a ball up.
He's an elite runner. He's Lockie Hayes. He's probably one of the best short middle distance runner there is going around the northern part of the state. So I'd expect him to provide plenty of run today.
Standing up with Tappel Marshall. What's the umpire's job, Geedy, on these days? There's a little bit of friction at times, isn't there, early doors?
Yeah, look, I think probably just let the game flow early doors would be my thoughts. And look, if there's any sort of, I suppose, to do, then get on top of that early.
Badcock, tied on the boundary line, finds his left boot, high ball up. Cudmore in front position, he'll knock it to ground. The runners come. First decent entry for Prospect. At the back is Blythe. He gets it out, he's kicked a heap. He could kick none early. Oh, gee, that one looked like it might have hit a seagull or something. It went an odd distance. So Blythe, who's the leading goal kicker in the competition, high ball up. Gazelle down at ground level. Little flick handball out. That's nice to Hayes. He runs off half back for South Bonnie. And another for Marshall.
The 3rd umpire was Lachlan Walker.
There you go. So good luck to the umpires today. Walker spent it before he had it. Used the credit card on the swipe, but didn't have any money in his account. Out wide now. Dangerous entry in by Taylor, but the kick was ineffective. It's been good off half-back Murphy. He's needed to because they've had a fair bit of entry, but I'm interested, Crawford. A little sloppy South with their forward work.
Yeah, I think they're just they're just playing through Chase a little bit too much rather than just sort of lowering their eyes. Yeah, he's going to be prominent for him, but I think they still just need to honour that short one as well.
Blythe gets in front spot. The fist comes across from Hogarth. Hope you've enjoyed the NTJFA stream. It's been a pleasure on Duff TV, Jerry, the Pots and Pans. Duff on the camera, STJFL action in the south, so Duff's got that stream going as well.
Density rule.
Is it a warning? Yeah, they've got them back, so 2 South players need to go at least. Yep, now that one can go forward. Fantastic. Good umpiring as well. So got a ball up, so we've got a stoppage. So Andy Density is in play. Luttrell into ruck. He got one tap, went again. Ball loose on the ground. Sheehan trying to get it. Blythe out of the pack. Blythe misses and misses the lot.
The key is with the density rule, as soon as that umpire throws that ball up, you can press forward then, and then obviously once it's a stoppage, you get a reset. So it's a lot of work, to and throwing, but it's a really important rule that the players need to adapt to.
It's absolutely critical for the flow of the game too. It's that second ball movement out of the contest. Suddenly it's not a stack of players onto it. Gazelle, it's been very good early. And the kick's a little off though. He's looking for Tanton. Long searching ball to the middle. Dangerous spot to put it if it's turned over. Missed by French. Little sneaky handball out the side. Now the long entry. Woods now has the run. He looks up in front of himself. Murphy's going to have to apply some pressure. Woods go one way. Gets it back into his left boot. Hasn't curled it around the corner enough.
Yeah, I like the look of what they're trying to implement there as Prospect. Like Murphy's sort of dropping off his opponent who's pushing up further upfield and just trying to get a bit more cover behind the play there, which is pretty important early.
This is good from Prospect. They've got on the attacking side of the ground. They find Sawyer in the middle. He launches it up to centre half. Blythe from distance. Can't quite get his hands on it. The left hand of Philpott taps it into space. Blythe will go a second time. Running through is McKendrick. His handball's a little sloppy. He was trying to knock the ball across to Graham when he goes out of bounds. Probably what we expected at the moment. Neither side finding any great rhythm in their ball movement. Luttrell in the ruck. McKendrick on the move. Hay now. Goes up further afield. It was a decent kick too. Found French. Quickly gets it over the back of the pack and Taylor sneaks back and gets a mark. 25 metres out. A nice bit of football.
Flynn McKendrick, Croft looks like he might be playing that sort of lateral wing from the looks of it. He's getting a bit of ball on half back and half forward.
Yeah, I'd imagine he's probably that high half forward actually, to be honest. Yeah, he likes to get up the ground and then use his ability to run back in transition.
Taylor goes on goal. He'll be disappointed that's gone to the right.
He's one of those boys we got into the program, into our Devils program under 16s in the off season. It was just a great opportunity for him to see what's required at that next level. And he certainly had a good season by his numbers.
So they've got to get some better entry, both sides, into their forward 50s to get their forwards best use of the ball. Though that was a nice run. And that was a disappointing to French, who's going to release it back again. And I'm unsure how Hayes all by himself. There's a player in the middle. It's going to be killed off though. Back of the pack. Slung out by Daly. And they're on here. Blythe's a long way up the ground. You'll get this now, Harry. If you can just get a shepherd. There was a shepherd. It was probably a hold as well. Luttrell running past. He's trying to get Blythe back in the action. South Lonnie players just bobbling around the footy at the moment until they flick it out to Woods. Delivery's good from him. Three South Lonnie players in the middle. They're thinking their way through this, the Dogs. They've got players over the top. They've got run from Morrison, whose first real touch, and a great kick from Morrison, and it should be a goal coming up to Patterson. That was their best transition.
Yeah, I was just disappointed that Luttrell's just got to probably take territory there on that centre wing, just get the ball moving forward, take ground off the opposition, and it was a really critical turnover there, and they were able to punish him on the turnover.
3 Dog players there in the middle of the ground, 2 by themselves. Jet Patterson gets one in the goal square, and South have the first blow in the Div 16's grand final.
I was waiting for that move. Chase Oliver hadn't really had much impact earlier. They've thrown him into the ruck just to get him involved.
Yeah, a little quiet, but we know he won't be quiet for long. Morrison's got another touch for himself. That's one way to do it. Just bust your way through the pack. Couldn't get through. Woods, Murphy involved in the contest. And we'll have a ball up at centre half forward.
Some of their ball transition prospects been quite good, but they seem to just be breaking down at half forward there, Croft. Yeah,
I just think the South Lonnie defender's been really proactive with their positioning and just reading that ball really early.
Good out of Murphy, but it's going to come back. He's going to defend again. Yoss was in a pretty good position, but I reckon he's given away a free.
I like this kid.
Yeah.
Hazel now chips it into the pocket. He's looking for French. Tight is Patterson. It's a good spot to put it. Babcock's got the mark. That's 50. The South player took 2 or 3 steps off the mark. Got a little lost. Got to just stand still, don't you?
Certainly do. If you're told to stand, you've got to stand.
Well, if you're not sure, just keep your feet still. Stuck in the mud stuff. Stuff that Croft you might have taught at some stage.
It's a really useful rule now. You can certainly generate your offence off that stand in the mark rule, so it's a critical part of the game.
I love the rule. Duff hates it, so I think I love it just because Duff hates it. So anyway, middle of the ground, Prospect need to get a score. Driving ball up towards half forward. Shelton on the ground. He tries to lay a tackle. He does lay a tackle. So 1-3-9. Prospect yet to score. Hernick in the ruck. He gets a tap to the ball. Blythe on the ground. He's had a few moments, one shot on goal.
So the issue I find that Prospect will have is when the ball's out in transition or just a spillage from stoppage. So, you know, back shoulder really important for the mids. You know, working their South Lonnie player in under the footy is really important.
Yeah, a little block on Blythe.
Strategic. I think Blythe nominated himself as the ruck.
Yeah,
the South player wasn't aware, and he put a block on him.
Yep. You can see Blythe in the ruck, and then, I mean, it was kind of chaotic really in the end. I think Blythe outthought them both. He's having a shot though, Blythe. He's had one shot already. This is his first set shot. He's got the distance. No, he doesn't. That's a shank. Maybe at the last minute he went to pass. Ball on the turf in the pocket. Now it's going to come back again though. Picked up by Luttrell. Shut down by Graham. There's the runner. It's a wide searching ball and a good mark by Sawyer. Doesn't have much though, Sawyer. He's definitely too far out. He's going to go to the top of the square. It's a high ball. That's only going to help the South defenders. Unless someone's at the back of the pack. No one is. Rush behind.
Cleared the pack and it almost fell onto the boot of the player standing over the back of the pack. So
he knew it was coming. So a nice bit of noise around the ground for the last day of the year, the last moments of the NTJFA season. Penny was up, but Penny couldn't mark. Marshall with a handball inboard. Sheen got to front position. He goes a second time to try and win it. Bit flat-footed Mays.
Just on the outside here, you can see the blue.
Yeah, and that was a poor kick because they had one option. He tried to go inside out, and Woods had no chance. Now that is a good kick. Blythe now gets that long left boot into action. Searching ball for Hernick. He'll go one way, he'll go back to the boundary. He'll have a bounce, got a player over the top. He's ran out of bounds. He had Luttrell running and he ran the wrong way.
Not sure who distributed that possession off half back, but that's a brilliant kick inside the press there, and then, you know, it really exposes the South Lonnie defenders.
That's that balance of South defending to attack, isn't it? Sort of, you know, yes, when you've got it, you can go, but if you turn it over, back the other way, you can be hurt.
Mays will get the hand on it first. He's knocking it down to sing line. Here's a chance for Prospect. Hernick now tackled high. And he's got a free. Noted goal kicker. And Hernick, as we see on the replay, he definitely got taken high. He'll have a set shot from 35 metres. In the sunshine at York Park, can he get a little bit of gold at the end of the rainbow for Prospect? Yes, he does. And they're away.
That'll just calm the nerves, I feel, for Prospect. They've been battling away in this early part of this first term and come off the back of just some hard work and just an opportunity to get some repeat 50 entries, and they were able to capitalise there and get themselves on the scoreboard.
Good finish from Matty Hernick. And a couple apiece in the grand final. Gone 17. It's a tough old quarter we expected in the ruck. Crawford goes. And then Blythe at the back of the contest. Resenick has a chance to dish it out wide. Bernie gets in the way and off half back delivers it up to the runners. Luttrell might get there first. Coming off half back is Sheehan. He'll try and keep it in because they're all calling for deliberate or limited attempt. And the disappointment on French's face.
Yeah, he did well, Sheen. He left his man. He had to impact that contest, and he did.
Crawford tries to win front spot. Oliver, though, was more effective. Good to see him on the ball. It's been a little quiet, and the kick's been chipped off by Murphy.
He's playing that defensive role really well, Murphy. He sort of just gets in that spot, knows when to drop off his man.
Yeah, he's got some ticker about him too, because he's dropped in the hole a few times. Once again, the entry from South, not quite on the money. Bernie flings it out to Hayes. Oh, trip. Looked like he got his leg kicked on the way through. He'll get a free. It's a dangerous spot because he's kicked it in the end to a pack of players. Originally was there. Philpott turns it around the corner. Murphy comes out. Marshall tries to pinch it, and it's out of bounds. French was about to launch. In fact, it's a free to Murphy.
See, I feel this sort of possession here, Prospect need to try and avoid a long down the line, or then try and shift the footy off the line here rather than this long one straight to Chase Oliver, I feel.
So Oliver at the back, he can't mark it. Luttrell was at the ground, and then a sloppy ball at the back of the pack. Murphy's in front spot. French second to it. Murphy will get third. He's got a player at the top in Badcock, but the boundary line or the umpire will hold it up. Tight start as French tight on the boundary line. He swings it towards the goals and misses a fair distance in the end.
Yeah, I like this. I like this play. Take the game on. You've got to try something different.
Oh, crikey.
Probably not quite that, but
I don't think he meant to slip over. Murphy in some strife. It was the right move. French has got it again from the same spot. Does he do a better job this time? Great contest in the goal square. They all come charging in the footy. And I think he snuck it through. Hazel. Or maybe.
I think it might have been Patterson again.
Patterson. No, it is Patterson.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was 17 or 11. And that has hurt. Just like in the girls' game with late goals. We'll see on the replay. There's a late whistle here. Gee, it's a clever finish in the end to bend it across your body. And the players come together. So late goal to South Donny, 2-3-15. Prospect 1-1-7. Patterson with a couple. And Hernick with a set shot. Sets the tone for this grand final. A couple of words from you, Crawford, and you, Gideon. We'll wrap this one up for the first quarter.
Yeah, disappointing end. I just feel for Prospect to have a chance of winning this game, they need to challenge South Launceston with their offence. If they kick the ball long down the line, continue to do that, it's just going to eat into South Lonnie's hands, and their midfield will just get on top around the footy. So take the game on, take risk, and play that fast style of game.
Some of the players that shone out for you, Geedy?
Look, I thought Lenny Hazel was good. Certainly Patterson's with a couple of goals has been quite creative, and McKendrick. And I thought early as a Gazelle for Prospect was quite influential as far as a number of possessions, and Murphy's certainly playing his role behind the footy.
He's had a fair bit of work to do, Murphy, and that's the story at the moment. It's a little bit of a lead late, 2-3, 15-1, 1-7 in the 16 Div 1 grand final. We'll have a break, and we're back for all the action soon.
Welcome to IGA, your homegrown Tasmanian supermarket, where you'll always find homegrown Tasmanian value and the friendly homegrown Tasmanian service we're famous for.
Thanks, Simone.
And with more than 80 stores across the state, homegrown Tasmanian convenience is just around the corner, where we are proud to stock hundreds of homegrown Tasmanian products, supporting Tasmanian farmers and producers. And because we're homegrown, we understand the importance of supporting our local community. So next time you shop, visit your local IGA, because homegrown is better. Visit igatas.com.au to find out more.
right, second quarter action. Croft, you noticed it first, but Ant Taylor looked animated.
He did. He looked at me right down the barrel and said, probably we need to dial up our intensity a little bit, boys. So I'm expecting a bit of a response from the midfield group in particular, and see what they can produce in the early stages of this second term.
I mean, they're down 2-3-15, Prospect 1-1-7, hung on, I suppose, at best. Chase Oliver didn't get a lot of the ball. If you're on the other camp at Croft, the other Croft, who's the coach of Prospect, Geardy, what do you think his instructions might have been to the Hawks?
Well, I think as Croft spoke about was basically take the game on. Don't do the same sort of thing. So, you know, try and actually work the ball through the corridor and you know, be efficient with your forward entries.
Got Badcock in the middle, I don't mind that. He's a good goer around the footy, played some good rep footy at different stages. But South get the breakaway early through Morrison, the captain. The delivery was good, but the player in the forward line fell over as McKendrick came out, and it's a free kick to Prospect. 2-3 to 1-1.
I'd love to see him pin the ears back there, Morrison, break 50 and put her through.
High ball, and then brought down by Hernick. The only goal kicker for Prospect in there, first quarter. He goes lateral. The ball needed to be a little bit more accurate and need more from Walker. That's a good kick to Badcock.
Transition if you can get it through the middle there.
Well, they've got another player at the top, but he needs to start to run. And that's just odd from Badcock because he kind of in the end ran straight at French and kicked it into his backside. And that's lucky. It's been marked off the Yost hands from the ricochet. The kick to Penny. He's got Yost over the top. Penny can get it back. He can nearly go again if he wanted to keep running. The high ball looking for Luttrell. And it misses him. And the defender's got it. They can also switch the play south if they want, but it's going to go back up the line. A little nudge on Oliver. He's struggling to get in the game at the moment. Badcock needs to do something better with his disposal this time round. Off half back is Tyler Graham. It's kicked to half forward. Good contest, but giving away a free kick. A little too much there, Broomhill. And his counterpart in Marshall will win it. He's just the attacking side of the square. He launches it up long, looking for McKendrick. He got a little hold on the jumper.
Definitely a free kick there.
And he'll get a free, and that's undisciplined from the Prospect defenders.
Just received a text message from London. Flynn McKendrick's mother, Anne-Marie Harris, she's just sent me a text, so she's tuning in 6 a.m. on Duff TV. So she's about to watch a young fella put through probably his 50th goal for the season.
Oh, I hope you're enjoying it over there. I'm sure it's a little warmer than what it is. The sun is shining still, though, and McKendrick is in the pocket at UTAS Stadium, kicking to the southern end of the ground. And he does what we thought he would do as Flynn kicks his first and South kick their third. So the ball movement was a little better than from South. See this very dangerous entry and the little tag, the jumper pull there. He was trying to find out where his body was. And Hill gave away the free kick.
That's that reaction when he gets goal side, isn't it? It's just the natural thing is to try and what can you do?
Slow him down.
Yeah.
And the finish on goals was excellent. So the response needs to come from the Hawks. Let's see if Sheen can get something moving. Another free kick given away. This time Sheen's got it. Short option's very good. Well, it went over the top of Ackroyd. He's been extremely quiet today. Badcock lays the tackle. Morrison's been quiet as well. Badcock's kind of running next to him at the moment. Hernick at ground level. Only a high hit coming from Philpott. Blythe now. Awkward kick out to space. Had his hands on it for a long time. Luttrell. I should say, yeah, no, it was Luttrell. Purse now steadies the ship. Good kick.
And the South are out here if they go.
He's got to turn around. He just stood still and allowed the South players to be covered. So Kirby needs to be smarter than that. Marshall was smart. Good body work. He's got a player over the top, Marshall, waiting as Oliver. This might get him rolling.
Yeah, the option was there. He just took forever to get it there. But once they did, they were able to get some one-on-ones forward of the footy, and Chase was able to just track through the middle of the ground there.
That's a great kick, isn't it?
Got forward.
Good contest between these two, Marshall and Broomall. But Oliver, he lost his player as he got the distance. Gets very close to the player in the mark and he wobbles it. But it might be okay in the pocket. Flynn goes again. That's holding the ball properly, or yes, it is. So he kicked a goal and then moments later gets called for holding the ball. That's footy for you. Hernick a long way from where he's been today. Very risky kick has paid off.
Change the angles though. This is what Prospect really need to do here.
Yeah, Yost will go with a chip. And another short one again to Badcock. He runs off Morrison. Looks up the field, and that's a poor disposal. Probably not his best work, Badcock.
I like that style, like a bit of kick mark, deny South the opportunity to get the footy back and then get to halfway and then look to try and energise and get that footy moving forward quick from halfway.
Well, Oliver's getting involved. Long arms. He moved on the ball. Kirby now in some strife. Oliver in more strife. Still has time to get it away. Kirby on his bike. He loves to run. The left boot's low and hard. To the back of the pack. Murphy's going to get there first. Second to it is French. He's got plenty of time, French.
Goal.
He snuck it through. A great goal from French. And it's starting to turn a little nasty for Prospect.
He's been quite busy, hasn't he, French? Sort of through the latter part of that first quarter and the early part of this quarter.
I mean, Oliver should have been tackled then. It's a good driving ball. That's a better kick from Kirby.
Yeah, come off the back of that turnover. They didn't have that skill execution just on that centre wing there when they had possession, 4 or 5 uncontested marks, and then that skill.
Just shows the difference, doesn't it? Between the two sides. They've probably both got similar talent, but really just to keep making good decisions and that flow of run. We saw Kirby, that speed of his, an uncontested kick inside 50, did the damage. Oliver in the ruck, taps it away. Blythe slips over. Has enough time to get a handle away to Badcock. He's in some strife. Turns onto his left. It's a dangerous ball. Got to hang on to those marks.
Oh, dangerous tackle. Sling tackle there, yes.
Strife then. They could have even played on. So Phoenix with the colourful gear on his head is definitely a dangerous tackle. Went without it, French. Nice spin out of the washing cycles, Walker. Out to Sheen. They're in some strife still. Need to find some imagination here because they're under the pump, Prospect, at the moment. Ackroyd, he's been quiet today. Played well in one of the rep games this year. Him and Kirby.
See, offensively here, they need to make the ground really big to deny South the opportunity. Just kicking it down the line is not going to work.
Kirby with a quick disposal. Luttrell was in the spot where the ball dropped and a fling out by Woods. The run again from South and the delivery is poor. Sheen waits in defence and he's got to bring it this side and start running. Very static from Prospect. And South have been able to cover all bases. It's a 2-on-1. Murphy comes along and finds the boundary.
I think it's quite evident. You go down the line there to South, they've got that overlap run. They set it up.
Yeah, the game style's set for this ground, isn't it? They've got that covered as the Prospect staff are pointing, but what are they saying? Do we go that direction? Do we start to take it on through the middle? How they get the overlap happening, which is South's in control of this match at the moment. Walker tries to run out of defence. Hazel missed the tackle. That's one way you can do it. And that's rushed, but that's maybe okay. Get some territory out the back when he can kick it that far. Luttrell was there. That's Floyd. But South stop and are controlled with their ball movement. Ant Taylor's style is on show for all. And there's a player in the middle. should be Hay. Can't mark the footy. Comes on Woods. Badcock with the tackle on Oliver.
He's been good, Badcock, this quarter. A lot of pressure.
He's been an underrated player, really. Ball at the foot of Flynn. Out the side now, another flying shot since the post is in the way.
Just a real lack of intensity around that contest, I feel, for Prospect. Like, they've got to start dialing that up or things could get out of control really quickly.
4-4 to 1-1. It feels like the scoreboard's further advanced than that for South. They've missed a few opportunities and themselves will be disappointed with some of their injuries, but they're on top now in general play. It's been a while since Prospects had a decent forward entry. They keep getting stuck on his flank. Oliver, that ball did bounce off his hands. And I'm not sure why Harry Blythe's involved in a push and shove with Chase.
Oh, I have seen Chase get ragdolled once or twice before.
But he's a pretty quiet lad, though, isn't he?
Oh, he is, but he's not. He likes to throw his weight around.
Umpires have done a good job there just to get it started, open it back up again.
On the move is Morrison, the captain. He delivers a long one to Flynn. And McKendrick gobbles it in the goal square and will go back and kick his second. What a wonderful delivery and a good mark, although it could have been going through.
So smart from Chase there. That whilst the push and shove was on, he basically put his hand up, nominated himself as ruck, and left the push and shove behind.
That's a good handball too. Morrison was waiting on the outside. Not enough pressure from the Prospects players and the stoppage. And the right decision from Flynn to mark it, because it was going to the right-hand side of the goals. And he gets his second one. We've got a replay of the crowd then. That was good, Duff. Oh, actually, Jerry does replays, doesn't he? Just a nice cut, Jerry. Replay that guy carrying his drink in slow-mo. It's 8th day. Hey, and you guys have spent too much time together as well, probably over the last 3 days. Thanks to the Duffettes for coming up. Highlight's got to be my roast that I cooked on Friday, wasn't it? Ball's loose at the moment. Morrison will get there first. Sayer pressures him. South with another entry on goal. It's going to be downfield. It's going to be a Flynn McKendrick kick, is it? Is it downfield or on the kick and they're having a shove and push? And Flynn McKendrick is going to have 3 in the quarter.
Yeah, it's just coming off the back of some midfield dominance. You know, I'm just watching like starting positions from the Prospect mids. They're getting pushed in under the footy and they're getting exposed on the outside with South's obviously dominant run. So they need to change that up in there and start getting some repeat 50s, get another number up into stoppage and try something a bit different. Well,
they've been the dominant side all year, South Launceston. As it looks at the moment, that narrative will not be challenged by Prospect.
Interesting. So Chase Oliver comes off for a spell. They don't really lose much out of the middle. They've got other options that they can put in there. So
yeah, Luttrell's gone into the ruck. Don't mind that. Badcock's been the one trying and Sheen's in there too. And Hernick gets one out of the middle, but turns it straight over to Morrison off half-back. The Morrison hands are usually pretty good and his kicking's even better. Line to find Daly. Went without it. Snap from Gazelle into the middle. It's a spot you don't want to turn the ball over, but it's good if you can mark it. Crawford. The left boot of Crawford. It's okay. Cudmore hasn't had much of a touch in this quarter. It's good. That's a dive from Blythe. Couldn't take it off the ground. Shelton involved. They need to get some numbers around this content. Even Badcock needs to get in there and provide some pressure because South too easy off half back. There's a fine marker. The run is coming as South are let down by a dribbler. Sheehan. Bernie over the top. Daly all by himself.
They were lining up, weren't they?
Oh, they were. That was that overlap run, wasn't it? It just came through that through the corridor there.
Jock Dean sitting there. And, Brad Cottam, a couple of familiar South Launceston faces.
Surely the grandstand. What's the grandstand called Youngtown. What's the name of it?
It's the Reg Walker stand.
Reg Walker. Is there another grandstand that can be built there? The Dean grandstand? There's a few of them. They're involved heavily at South Launceston over many, many years. Yeah, there was talk of the balls. We won't talk too much around if you had about a yellow ball. Sing line. Now it's to Shelton. Cudmore has moved up to half forward.
That's got to make the most of these forward entries at the moment.
There comes Blythe. That's their best passage for the quarter. Blythe's still too far out. And sneaking through was Hernick, and he's marked it. The only goal kick for Prospect he might be able to add to his tally.
Really good play. I really like that style. Just a bit of kick mark, just deny, drop off, look early, look late, and then that option will sort of open up for him.
I think Hernick did his work from the middle of the ground there as well. Saw the space and worked into it.
Yeah, bottom of the screen, you would have seen Hernick. He's from 35 metres. Puts his slipper into it and puts it to the right. They need everything to go their way at the moment. Prospect, and set shots like that need to be kicked. So 15 and a half gone, 20-minute flat quarters in 16 grand finals. And there's the class of Oliver's long arms.
Lenny Hazel.
And Hazel with the run. He goes without the footy. Sheehan tried to find some pressure. Hazel goes again. He follows it up. It's a great looking kick from Hazel over the back of the pack. Woods picks it up and he delivers.
He's one of those players, Lenny Hazel, Crawford. He just looks like he's got that low centre of gravity. He just really covers the ground well.
Yeah, he can go vertical too for a small. He reminds me a bit of a Zorko type for Brisbane, and we trialled him across half back at the under-15 Nationals, and he really showed it, a different side of his game. He's been predominantly playing as a small forward, but we pinch hit him through a little bit on ball as well. He's got to develop his tank in off-season. He knows that, so yeah, he's certainly a player to watch.
Yeah. This is a good delivery. I mean, he thought his way through it. That's an excellent spot to put the ball, the right trajectory. And it was a nice crumb from Woods. And he's in the action. And South have extended this to a nasty-looking lead. 5:47 to 1-2-8. Philpott. And even there's two South players to one Prospect player trying to attempt to win the Sherrin. The red Sherrin. Only a push. It's going to be a free kick. Chase Oliver had a very good quarter. Like him on the ball. And he's won quite a bit of it too. Let's see what his boot can do. It's a low one. It's not his best effort. Ackroyd been pretty quiet today. He needed to be a bit more earnest in that contest. He's a man who's earnest. Badcock. Hernick's a long way from goal.
They've been the two this quarter that have probably shown the most for Prospect, Hernick and Badcock.
They need a few more friends to come on the journey. Luttrell running out from half back. That could be holding the ball. No, still alive. Thanks to the sponsors again, IGA, Maccas, Hawks, the Sherrin Football, and LRF. And AFL Tas. Is that you, Giddy, or me?
That's you.
Okay. Trying to battle for front spot. Oliver got there first. Where's his position, Crawf, Oliver?
I was literally just about to touch on that. We really feel it's going to be a bit of a watch and act to see where he ends up with that height of his. We're hoping
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's got to get to probably over 200. We feel to play ruck.
What are you feeding him?
Well, hopefully the genes of the Rosendale into his family might help.
Okay, that would be handy
in the bloodlines there. So we know Daniel, his uncle, certainly was a really prominent ruckman for the North Launceston and Scottsdale teams.
So nice little build up here.
Probably showing my age here, but yep, Daniel. But you got Peter. Peter certainly a legend of the Northeast.
Did see him down there earlier.
So South will kick it out. Badcock is holding firm. He needs a lead of some note. Here it comes. It wasn't that effective.
Kirby transition there.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit of the footy. That's high. Oh, right, not high. May have been holding the ball and didn't dispose it, and then it was high. And Ackroyd had a couple of touches off half-back. 30 seconds left in the first half. We saw it early. I should say a late South Lonnie goal in that first quarter, which really hurt Prospect up. It was pretty tight. But it's been a dominant display from those from Dogland. And there's another hold.
Would they get one late here?
Crawford's not giving it back. 10 seconds left. The handball received. It's going to have to take a mark. But there was one coming. And what a quarter from the Bulldogs. 7-5, 47-1, 2-8. 5 goals in the quarter. And South Launceston have found their run, their mojo. Chase Oliver has got things happening. And Flynn McKendrick with 3. A goal to Byron Woods. 2 to Jet Patterson, all in the first quarter. French with 1. And Matty Hernig, who had a set shot midway through that quarter, just has the 1 goal. And the only goal for the Hawks. Some comments first from you, Crawford, and then we'll throw to Geardy, and then we're going to have a break.
Yeah, some sheer dominance, I think, around the on-ball division there for South. They certainly got on top. You know, they sort of started to get their offence going off half-back as well, their transition game that Geardy's highlighted at times. And, you know, with that sort of ball going forward, guys like McKendrick and that were able to get on top. So, you know, if things aren't changed up a little bit around the on-ball division, I feel that we'll be in for or the Prospect could be in for a long second half.
Yeah, look, I think sort of South really got on top out of the middle there, and they really, Chase Oliver really started to get his hands on the footy in the middle. When he went off, they had Lachlan Mays went into the middle, so they really lost nothing out of that sort of change in that ruck structure. Certainly the quarter, I think Flynn McKendrick was a brilliant quarter from him. You know, kicked 3 goals, and really from a Prospect point of view, I think Badcock really sort of cracked in that whole quarter, and Hernick were probably the 2 standouts there, sort of thing. But really, South got their hands on the footy, were able to control the footy, control the tempo, and control the transition.
I think you're spot on. With the last few comments, they certainly had control of most aspects of the game. They won the little free kicks, they got the run, and they finally got some reward for a lot of entries.
And Giddy and I were just talking off air earlier. We saw Lockie Taylor just trudge off the ground just then, looking a little worse for wear. He might have had a big 18th birthday party last night. So happy birthday to Lock.
The messages will slow down in the second half, I'm sure.
We'll have a break here on Duck TV. It's only going to be a short one. It's half time in the 16 boys grand final. South with a considerable advantage by 39 points. A moment until they flick it out to Woods. Delivery is good from him. Three South Lonnie players in the middle. They're thinking their way through this, the Dogs. They've got players over the top. They've got run from Morrison, whose first real touch, and a great kick from Morrison, and it should be a goal coming up to Patterson. That was their best transition.
Yeah, I was just disappointed that Luttrell just got it probably.
Isn't it sort of, you know, yes, when you've got it, you can go, but if you turn it over, back the other way, you can be hurt.
Mays will get the hand on it first. He's knocking it down to sing line. Here's a chance for Prospect. Hernick now tackled high. And he's got a free. Noted. Oh, crikey.
Probably not quite that. But
I don't think he meant to slip over. Murphy in some strife. It was the right move. French has got it again from the same spot. Does he do a better job this time? Great contest in the goal square. They all come charging in the footy. And I think he snuck it through. Hazel. Or maybe.
I think it might have been
there, Broomhill. And his counterpart in Marshall will win it. He's just the attacking side of the square. He launches it up long, looking for McKendrick. He got a little hold on the jumper.
Definitely a free kick there.
And he'll get a free, and that's undisciplined from the Prospect defenders.
Just received a text message from London. Flynn McKendrick's mother, Anne-Marie Harris. She's just sent me a text, so she's tuning in 6 a.m. on Duff TV. So she's about to watch a young fella put through probably his 50th goal for the season.
Oh, I hope you're enjoying it over there. I'm sure it's a little warmer than what it is. The sun is shining still, though, and McKendrick is in the pocket at UTAS Stadium, kicking to the southern end of the ground. And he does what we thought he would do as Flynn kicks his first and South kick their third. He moved on the ball. Kirby now in some strife. Oliver in more strife. Still has time to get it away. Kirby on his bike. He loves to run. The left boot's low and hard. To the back of the pack. Murphy's going to get there first. Second to it is French. He's got plenty of time, French.
Goal.
He snuck it through. A great goal from French. And it's starting to turn a little nasty for Prospect.
He's been quite busy, hasn't he, French? Sort of through the latter part of that first.
Quite lad though, isn't he?
Oh, he is, but he's not. He likes to throw his weight around.
Umpire's done a good job there just to get it started, open it back up again.
On the move is Morrison, the captain. He delivers a long one to Flynn. And McKendrick gobbles it in the goal square and will go back and kick his second. What a wonderful delivery and a good mark, although it could have been going through.
So smart from Chase there. Whilst the push and shove was on, he basically put his hand up, nominated himself as ruck.
Highlight's got to be my roast that I cooked on Friday, wasn't it? Ball's loose at the moment. Morrison will get there first. Sayer pressures him. South with another entry on goal. He's going to be downfield. It's going to be a Flynn McKendrick kick, is it? Is it downfield or on the kick and they're having a shove and push? And Flynn McKendrick is going to have 3 in the quarter.
Yeah, it's just coming off the back of some midfield dominance. You know, I'm just watching like starting positions from the Prospect mids. They're getting
shots like that need to be kicked. So 15 and a half gone, 20-minute flat quarters in 16 grand finals. And there's the class of Oliver's long arms.
Lenny Hazel.
And Hazel with the run. He goes without the footy. Sheehan tried to find some pressure. Hazel goes again. He follows it up. It's a great looking kick from Hazel. Over the back of the pack. Woods picks it up. And he delivers.
He's one of those.
We'll crack on. 7-5, 47-1.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the message was there for Prospect at half time. If it was me, it's like take the game on. Nothing to lose, bit of kick marked, and I'm the opposition to get some ball and see how that goes.
Got an exit already. Ackroyd, who has maybe come up onto the ball, he's been pretty deep in defence at different stages. Hazel with a handball wide. Graham out of defence goes long. And it's a good kick to the hands of Hayes. His chip is not the best. And the defender, who's done a lot, is Murphy.
Oh, kicked into a 1-on-3, yeah.
Sheen was under the pump. And the Morrison kick isn't much better. As good mark.
Howard.
Yeah, Howard to Badcock. The low ball could be dangerous. Tarali screws it around. He hasn't had too much. We mentioned he was pretty quiet today and over the boundary line.
Did see Buzz Howard sitting down the grandstand there. Nathan Howard, prominent name in Tasmanian football.
Coached the rep teams this year. So the right pocket is where we see the ball. Morrison was lively. Sheen with the hands. And they're lining up here. An awkward kick.
Hazel just picked it off there and look at the way South play there. Switch the ball. Open it up.
Hogarth had oodles of time to find Bernie on centre wing.
That transfer of play, it's one way to certainly tire the opposition out.
Gee, there was some cramping in the 17 girls game. They were absolutely out on their feet. Murfitt swings it around onto his right boot and laces it up, looking for Penny. He keeps the hands above his head, but in the end he ran out of time. And Hazel runs off half back. He's trying to find some space. There's Hayes, Morrison, and Murfitt wins it for Prospect.
It's interesting, Croft, for these guys to sort of play all season on their home grounds, to come on to UTAS, a big surface.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of the venues in the north of the state.
Yeah, great call. It certainly opens up. You find that...
how's that kick gone there from Philpott?
Plenty of space.
That's an unusual spot to put it on his boot to get it where it went. Could have a replay on that one, Jess. Go back to Philpott's kick 30 seconds ago.
It was almost like he kicked it on the outside of the boot to get it where...
But it was a really good kick. It actually went to the right spot. Here he is.
Yeah,
it's that he kind of nearly threw his body around. It was fabulous.
The old James Hurd on the inside of the foot.
Yeah, we've got everything happening. Oliver in the ruck. He's tapping it down to Taylor, who's lurking near the ball. Badcock's been impressive. He looks up, doesn't have much help. He goes backwards with a handball, trying to find the captain, Sherrin, who's battled hard today but been overwhelmed from dog players. Ackroyd puts his head over the football. Stolen out by Turali. The run now. Howard's handball's effective. Turali again. Badcock second. He holds it up for now. Waits for some Hawks to come and help. Turali's second or third touch.
You can tell he's lifted his work rate and intensity. Him and Badcock, two bulls going at it.
Sheehan up high, can't mark the ball. Down to Philpott. He gets slung in the tackle by Gazelle. It's probably out of bounds on the full, or it could be out of bounds.
Just on the blind side of the umpire there, I think he might have just got caught behind traffic. Umpires today, like that, it's a pretty busy weekend for the umpires, and we probably need to acknowledge one in Michael Walker, who celebrates a birthday today. So happy birthday, Maxie. I'm sure it's probably not quite 60, but fast approaching.
I knew you were going to dive into him there. He's a good man, and there's maybe a free kick here to Prospect.
Hernick.
Trying his heart out, is Hernick.
He's been a ripper. Had a good game last year against South. He played centre half back that day. The thing that I like, he's improved some of his technique work. His kicking is lifted a little bit. Hayes steals it off the back of the pack. It pings around. Crawford will get to it first. He taps it to himself. Here comes Ackroyd. He's had a little bit of the ball. The Graham arms were ready for it. And a quick entry by Prospect, but it's maybe going to be repelled pretty quickly. Reed's involved. And the umpire will have it. Now, last year we had a plover on the ground, didn't we? Had a plover egg.
He was here on Friday, but I think he moved on with all the rain that we had Friday night.
Had one look and thought, I'm going to upset this thing again. The Sardis Grand Final 2 weeks ago, the game was halted for 15 minutes due to plover egg. And apparently some dad said, come here, I'll sort it out, and just went and picked it up as the kids all tried to shoot him from the plover swooping. There's some swoop from Singline. Hasn't had too many touches today.
It's this transition from South at the moment.
It's a little easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's only going to get much harder as well for Prospect, because they've got players everywhere. Daly all by himself, 20 metres out in front of the northern goal.
Yeah, just their inability, Prospect, to hold or any sort of momentum that sort of South bring their way, and they sort of went coast to coast and get another look.
So Hugh Daly will lace them up to put them into the territory over half a century. He snuck it in. No, he hasn't.
Flushed the post.
Now, Geardy, you would have spent many years on the old hedge, the Invermaid.
Certainly did. Many fond memories sitting down on the hedge at that end. Probably before Cross time. You probably can't recall the old hedge.
No, I played a game here back in the day. Yeah,
the hedge.
The hedge was still there. I was for Ulverston, it was. Yeah,
that was a fire risk, wasn't it? Anyway, that's some of the venues around Tassie are fire risk grandstands. Some run now from Prospect off half back. Shelton flicks it out wide. Gee, the tackling pressure from South is elite.
What's your thoughts, Croft, to Prospect throw the magnets around and just look at some structural changes? Murfitt's been good down back. Do you throw him forward or on ball, or just have a different look at it? Yeah,
it's a fair shout. They've got nothing to lose. I'd be certainly looking at it at three-quarter time. But yeah, it's probably just more the messaging around how they want to move the footy. Sort of a bit of a grey area at the moment in terms of I'm not quite sure what they want to try and get out of how they move the ball.
Shelton to back. Oliver's kick was deep. Marshall held up in the tackle.
You can see South play a predominant style of like handball chain.
Yep.
You know, fast, free flowing, shift the footy off the line, get it to the open side. Whereas I feel message isn't quite as clear.
Luttrell winning a free kick out of the ruck contest. He'll go long up the line and try and find a couple of his mates to get involved.
Good mark.
Nice mark from Blythe. He had a couple of moments earlier. I reckon if he'd scored a goal, his day could have been a little different.
He's trying there. He's got his head on the swivel. He's looking at the corridor to see what's there. But South are so disciplined to put their numbers.
Badcock, but Badcock needed to move a little bit faster, a little bit earlier. And that's probably just a sign of the intent from some of the prospect players. Now we are going to award the Canteen of the Year, you and me.
Canteen of the Year?
Well, we've got top 2. So number 3 is Tamar, Grub Street.
Who are the top 2? Who are we choosing from?
It's not very well controlled, this decision, but the top 2, the decisions, it's either Longford, as the ball's off half back to Shelton. Just wait a couple of moments to see the Longford Scottsdale or a dark horse in Deloraine. And one vote to King Island, but they don't count. But I had a warm pasty at Deloraine, so that rules them out of captain's call. So we'll have a trophy coming to whoever that is. French finds space. Top of the square. McKendrick first. Speed, style, class.
Wow. Yeah,
goal
great
number 4.
Yeah, great finish there from Flynn, but it come off half back. Once again, they shifted it. They intercept mark. They didn't go down the line. They came inside the corridor, kept the ball in motion, and then provided, you know, endless opportunities for their forwards to create some opportunity, and Flynn was able to finish his work once again.
Yeah, Phoenix Howard sort of took that mark and basically no hesitation to go.
Hampton was right next to him though.
Yeah.
He just didn't run with him.
Yeah. I think they probably realised that fast ball movement into forward 50 is going to probably catch prospect out.
There's Christian Cook. He's a good mate of mine. He's sitting up in the grandstand there. I wonder he didn't have a beer in hand.
Luckily, he hasn't because there's no licence.
Yeah, true.
Oliver out of the ruck. Flynn McKendrick trying to add to his tally. Marshall got his hands on it. McKendrick again, and a good tackle from Yost. A strong fist and the rush kick. Gazelle will get beaten by the boundary line. As the sting is slowly sucked out of this game. It's been a commanding season for South's 16 Div 1 boys. The Div 2 boys made the grand final yesterday, got defeated. Walker's been a bit quiet today as well.
Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Like, a lot of these boys are playing huge amount of games of footy. You know, some like guys like Chase and Jack, just to name a couple, who plays, you know, the Carnival under 16s. I know Phoenix and Lenny is another couple. So they're playing up to sort of 20, 25, you know, the maximum amount of games that they can play. It's a big season.
Yeah.
Badcock tried to bust his way through, and the umpire said didn't have prior. And plus a few school footy games, 4 or 5 of those.
I think that's important while we have that capacity to really restrict those games so it doesn't get out of control too, Croft.
Chase Oliver with a neat handball out to Jacob. Taylor waits and pops it up on the head and had a chance for Sayed to get his hands on the footy. And a nice little battle with Marshall. They're still going.
Yeah, very hard to pull the reins in on a few of the boys at times.
I think, yes.
But they just want to play the game that they love, and sometimes we need to make sure that we're looking after them.
Luttrell in the ruck, Badcock at ground level. He has to contend with the arms of Hay, who holds him tight.
And Phoenix went away with the 15, was it the 15?
Yeah, he had an outstanding carnival, Phoenix. It was, something that as the level went up, he seemed to really shine. So he's certainly a player for the
Marshall
future.
to Kirby. Sorry, I'll cut you off.
No.
Crawford, as Kirby had a flying shot and a point.
He's got an elite engine. Yeah, much like his father. A very good runner, and they will hold him in really good stead.
If you were to get an attribute, Crawford, and gave it to a footballer, which one of those individual attributes would it be?
Oh, the game of footy now is sort of, in my opinion, is based off speed and power. So you look at a young player that's in our draft year, Avery Thomas.
Yep.
He comes from that athletics background. He's very quick over the 20, 40 metre sprint sort of races, and also just has real good strength and power in the gym. So
and vertical leap, mate, is phenomenal.
Yep.
Something I've seen this year.
Well, Howard's delivery was delicious, and he finds the chest of Marshall directly in front, and he's going to add a goal as well. So the thing for Prospect, they haven't kicked a goal since about the 7 or 8 minute mark of the first quarter, where they were in the game, weren't they? They were competitive. They had some players around the ball, but my thing was once Chase Oliver went into the ruck, things changed for South. Morrison got active, and since then it's been one-way traffic. Marshall's pushed it to the left. Still plenty to play for Prospect. Some pride and etc. There's a good crowd still in place at UTAS Stadium. Yeah, I'm probably going to mix up my words, aren't I?
You can be excused after 7, 8 great games of footy. Look out, something's...
Well, there's a chip on the field because there's some birds have gone bananas. And there's a bunch of kids from South and Co. They're enjoying themselves. No more than those seagulls at the moment. They're having an absolute rapture. Oliver gets in front. Furley trying to push his way through the pack. Oliver's class wins out. Patterson swings it around to the top of the square. And Tanton in defence.
He's nice size, Tanton.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of the ball, but he's certainly thrown his body at it, but the kick's gone straight to Oliver.
That's that long down the line again. Just got nothing to lose. Come this side, take the game on.
And all by himself is Jet Patterson. He kicked 2 in the second, and he's going to have his easiest shot. He may be too far out for his right boot.
Chase could be on here. Just double back. Oh.
There was a huge space there, wasn't there?
Yeah. Howard's lining up for it as well.
Look at him. There's another one.
Here he comes. Patterson ignored about 8 leads. He got the distance. Well, if he had kicked it, he would have said that was deliberate, but maybe he was better off to try and find a teammate. Now, it's hard to choose who's been the most effective player. As Tanton gets another touch, he gets it up to the middle. Blythe, left boot.
Through the corridor. They probably need to look at doing that.
Misses Chenik.
If they get it through the corridor, does it open up the fat side of the ground so that where the space is?
Well, they've got to know the kicks, I suppose.
Yeah, that's the thing,
A lot of free players around the ground at the moment. I'm sure both teams will compete. Walker tries to bust his way through. And Badcock holds up that one. Still trying hard.
Yeah, it looks like Prospect have sent one of their high half forwards up to try and combat a bit of that ball around the contest, and then it just plays into South's hands off half back, having a spare behind the ball.
Oliver was trouble initially, but he still managed to get his hands on the ball. Murphy's in real strife and holding the ball. It's interesting delivery in towards Philpott. Daly now gets to the pocket. Brings it across to Woods. He's going to get his second. He just gets it in the air. Murphy at ground.
Oh,
that's nasty and not deliberate. And Murphy saying, oh, hang on, what was wrong with that? Well, there was a fair bit wrong with it. He nearly took his head off. He's still sort of smiling. So you can't say he ducked his head. And you can't say he was unlucky.
The tackle technique went out the window there.
Yeah, non-existent. And it's a shot here for Marshall. He's taken a little while to recover.
He's had a couple of shots on goal since he's come on, and looks like a likely type up in that forward half, but quite frankly, it wouldn't be bad being a forward right here, right now.
Not for the amount of ball that's coming in there, no.
Marshall steps up to the plate and pushes it to where the wind suggested it would go. Without that,
It's coming off. I think he's a bit shaken up.
because he was going at speed when his head nearly got removed.
Next week, Premier League final, so fair chance that Chase plays, I would suggest, Croft.
Yeah, I think they obviously looking at the results yesterday, South had a really strong win, so I wouldn't think they'd make too many changes from yesterday. But yeah, he's done a lot right, him and Jack. So
and potentially Lenny Hazel for Longford as well.
Yeah,
Made his debut a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And a mark taken by Kirby. Too far out to score unless he gets onto that left boot. Problem is the umpire's there. How's that for no one checking anybody?
he's French. He's bobbed up and kicked a. What's he kicked today?
He's kicked one.
He's
He's had a couple of
few
opportunities
shots on goal, hasn't he?
So you're on Duff TV. There's 90 seconds left in the third quarter. It's been one-way traffic, although in saying that, just the one goal in this quarter, South Launceston. And can French add to that tally? Yes! And Will French has two.
It probably has been a quarter that's just really been played between the arcs. It's sort of South haven't, capitalised with a couple of goals, but really, and Prospect haven't been able to score. So whether that's because both teams are sort of pushing numbers behind the footy to try and restrict scoring opportunities. So
yeah, I think Prospect have certainly tried to stem the tide, haven't they? They've got a couple of players behind. There's a go. There's a kick to kick.
Oh, there's one going through the middle here. He's not quite sure. A little bit of confusion there at the centre.
How have they got now? They're okay. So last rights coming up for this quarter.
just too big Chase Oliver at the moment in there. He's basically just grabbing it out of the ruck and surging it forward.
Well, he's just doing what he wants as Woods takes a mark.
6-6-6 means you basically can't drop your numbers back from there.
So Wood on the siren. They've kicked 2 for the quarter. 2 goals, 5. He's a neat kick on goal, and his delivery is better. And they've got to 10. And Byron Wood has 2. What a quarter from Chase Oliver. Dominated along with McKendrick with 4. French 2, Patterson, and Woods also with 2. And they run off the ground exuberant with 1 more left. And Hernick, a long, long time ago, the solitary goal kicker for Prospect, who only had a few inside 50s, but they had plenty of the play. A couple of comments from our co-commentators before we wrap this quarter up.
Yeah, look, I think Hernick, you just mentioned his name there. Like he's absolutely trying his heart out, and I don't think he won't stop in this final term either. And he just needs a few to come along with him, just to make sure that they don't drop the bundle here in this final term. But you know, South clearly dominated that quarter, had a number of shots on goal. Probably didn't quite finish their work off, but you know, eventually they got some reward there really late in that term.
Yes, look, I think we spoke about it. What do Prospect do? Look, you know, could be some structural changes, but they really just need to take the game on. You know, can they win the game? Probably not. I think from a coaching point of view, let's just aim to win the quarter. Okay, finish the season on a positive note.
All right, a few thank yous I think is appropriate. Thanks again to all our commentators have come in. We kicked off with Roach yesterday, giving me a hand in the commentary for a couple of games. Geedy, thanks for your time. I know we've got a quarter to go, but thanks for your effort last evening and also today. Crawford coming in for your 2 games after a big weekend, stuck in the coldest city in Australia, in Ballarat, following the Coates League. And there's our patron, the Seagull, who probably stole that chip moments ago. Good crowd still in play. And also shout out to Brendan Polk, the president of South Lonnie, who popped in and had a bit of fun with me with the 14 boys yesterday. But a big thanks to G-Funk Martin Dill on the pots and pans, mate. Wonderful. And the man who owns the van and most of the gear. Most of it works okay. Martin Duffy, big thumbs up to you. And a congratulations to Jess James, one of our, well, Darren, your staff member, who's done a great job of bringing her second NTJFA, and Melissa Robinson, who's been our MC throughout the day. Down on the awards. We've enjoyed it. We've got a quarter left. It's South by a lot, 62-point lead as they go for glory. It's been a good day for Dogs here on day 2 of the NTJFA finals.
Welcome to IGA, your homegrown Tasmanian supermarket, where you'll always find homegrown Tasmanian value and the friendly homegrown Tasmanian service we're famous for.
Thanks, Simone.
And with more than 80 stores across the state, homegrown Tasmanian convenience is just around the corner, where we are proud to stock hundreds of homegrown Tasmanian products, supporting Tasmanian farmers and producers. And because we're homegrown, we understand the importance of supporting our local community. So next time you shop, visit your local IGA, because homegrown is better. Visit igatas.com.au to find out more.
The last embers of the grand finals are in play as we pop the last log on the fire. 10-10-70 and 1-2-8 as South Lonnie's days getting even better. This will be their third once they get the 20 minutes done. And we might see a few changes as the ball is launched. Crawford maybe got the ball. Taylor at ground level, flicks out wide. Hayes' right boot is pretty decent. Over towards Howard. He's had a good second half. And a long searching footy. Haven't seen too much of Mays today. Marshall's been pretty useful. Backwards goes French. Marshall again, great.
Oh, good vision. Great vision.
Spot on, Geardy. It was, wasn't it? And a quick shot on goal. What's he doing?
Phoenix played on. I thought he may have been worried about the set shot distance probably there, Crawf.
Yeah.
He had all the time in the world, I don't know.
Well, you could see why he did it, but
he's now standing there practicing that kick, and yeah.
He'll keep running.
It's like a play and miss, isn't it, in cricket? You kind of going, what happened there? And you keep practicing the shot you should have played.
And you're in the sheds.
Yeah. He's had a good game, McKendrick. He's up the ground a little bit, so he might not add to his tally. He's
gone down with cramp at the moment, McKendrick.
Yeah, he's on the ground, isn't he? Turali has nearly got his shirt taken off, and that's holding the ball. No, it's not. He may have tried to dispose of it. Hazel been okay. Hernick on the side and a free to Prospect.
It was like McKendrick's been shot out there in that pocket.
Yeah,
still cramping. Turn it up.
Well, he's going to have to get in the action because the ball's going to go over his head. And Blythe with it. He's had moments, Blythe, but he's had
I'll go out on a limb and I'll say he's not going to be the first bloke to cramp this quarter.
No. Lalani Kikoak was cramping.
He's on here. If we can get to him, he's still on.
Yep, here he is.
There he goes. He'll probably play on. Well, there's two players over the top. He nearly went to handball, but his decision to hold it back
I would suggest that the cramp said there, don't go. Don't play on.
Here we go. He's passed it off to Hogarth, who probably hasn't had too many shots on goal. And he'll lace it up. He'll pop the mouth guard in the sock.
Still is standing in the pocket by himself if he wants to get it back. I would walk probably 5 metres this way, Crawf, and you're...
No, he's gone down again. Hogarth from 45. He's got the distance, finish. Hogarth. He's got the goal.
They get around him. He started it at half back. He come forward, left his man, took the intercept mark and got forward, and that's a great finish.
Well, he's come a long way up the ground. I haven't seen him that distance too much, and you can see his teammates. He's pointed to Ant Taylor, I reckon, saying,
Tails is telling him to get back.
Get back, boy. And he's just pointing going, am I okay? Am I okay? I was allowed to do that.
You'd suggest he's one of these players who've been telling Tails all year that I'm a forward. Give me an opportunity.
Well, with that kick, that's a good sign, isn't it? He's kicked one, and it's a bit of fun. 11-11-77. It's got a nice sound to it, to 128.
Sometimes they say it's not that hard. It's not that hard, defenders, to kick goals.
Yeah, Flynn McKendrick probably would have had another one. Crawford in the ruck. He doesn't get his hands on the ball. Hernick holding it high. He's been one of Prospect's best. Taps to Hernick. Taken by Penny, and the short option was good. Noah goes short again. Blythe now launches up high. Luttrell at the back, and at the front was the goal kicker. And I reckon that's a mark.
No, his umpire's called his ball. So I think it was, I think both players had sets of hands on it there at times.
So Hogarth got to it first, but in the end, Luttrell's hands became problematic as Luttrell bashes it out. A volleyball spike. Hogarth steadies the ship. Wide ball out. Picked up by Cudmore, and he's squished, and somehow the ball gets flicked out by Hernick. Burney on the side of the pack. Crawford has to wait ages for that one to come down. And now the class of Morrison is he runs from the handball receive from Hay.
Just glides across the
Crawford's
turf.
trying to catch him, but
he ain't catching him.
He's playing him at the moment. He's playing with his lunch, launches it up.
Oh, good mark.
There he comes again.
It's McKendrick again.
McKendrick's legs aren't stopping him. And Ant Taylor be more than pleased as he gives some words to Woods, who's kicked a couple. He's eager to get back on, but at the moment it's McKendrick.
You look at the bench.
For 5.
Look at the bench. You've got Woods. You've got Chase Oliver. You've got Josh Kirby.
This is for 5.
This will be useful in a grand final.
Good day out.
Hello to London. And he's pushed it right. He'll be disappointed with that one. Tired legs and arms, but the mind's okay. Speaking of tired legs and arms, that man there, Phil Goss, who's been volunteering for the last couple of days, keeps coming off his motorbike when he was young. He told me he went to a surprise birthday party where 16 blokes rocked up someone's house. I hope it went okay, because if that happened at mine, I would have shut the door and hid. Badcock. Neat handball out wide.
Goals.
Hay. Here it comes again. Long searching ball, and the goalkeeper on the line takes it over. And the lead from Mays. He was tracking back for the footy. Murfitt brings it in. He's got Ackroyd. Kale goes long up the line. Gazelles had a pretty good game, a little quiet in the third. It was probably after things got a bit quiet, and Walker, unsurprised to see him being involved in the action. And he stares back at Kirby, and those two aren't quite searching ball. It's come out the back. Lenny had it. He went backwards, found Hayes. She goes short. And it's been very useful.
Oh, Tirali's on.
Hay goes short. And Tirali's got it.
They're all just rolling forward here, trying to get on the stat sheet.
And Tirali's got a new little cut to the salad there as well. You can see a little slick bit of hair removed behind the ears. That's a haircut of the youth these days, isn't it, Groff?
I think he did that himself, actually.
Right,
he was
okay,
telling
fair
me,
enough.
so
he needs to work on the fringe, or maybe find a girlfriend as a hairdresser. Anyway, Tirali's been pretty good in his second half. He's deliberate with his shot. And the arms are risen and the umpire leans. It's a goal.
Yeah, really happy for Oscar. He's had a tough year. He's been battling a couple of concussions throughout footy this year, so really great to see him out there having fun and enjoying his footy again.
I noticed that so Chase Oliver came back onto the ground. He was at centre half back and certainly just tapped someone on the shoulder and said, I'm back in the middle now.
Well, the biggest question now is who are we going to choose between the three of us, the best player on the ground, and be awarded the medal at the end of the game. 12-13-85 to 1-2-8. I can confirm they will be blue, white and red uniform. However, plenty of good efforts from Prospect, no better than Badcock Hernick. And there, straight into the action is the cruising machine, although he was quite early, Oliver. You see the class of someone who's 6+. And he taps it to Morrison. He gets onto it now. The right boot's very good. The lead comes out. And the catch taken by Woods, who's got 2.
Hasn't he had a strong second half, Jack?
Very good.
Yeah. I tell you, as a forward myself back in the heyday, I would love to be on the end of a few of his deliveries coming into the front half. He's a beautiful kick of the footy, has a lot of time.
But then just look at that. The weight of that kick was spot on, wasn't it? A good lead from Woods. He's had a good day out. Maybe a little far out. We'll see what he does. It's gone across the face. In the end, accuracy was the bigger issue. No one looks too stressed up there on the Eastern Grandstand. A nice smattering of fans have found their way into the sunshine at York Park as Badcock rises up and grabs it off half-back.
He's cracked in all day, Badcock, hasn't he?
It's probably close to their best. Yeah, I think he is right up there. Blythe has had too much to do. Hogarth's been good in defence. And even then, they're not giving an inch, South Lonnie. There's a Hogarth handball out wide. Now finds Morrison. Some more run from Hayes. The short option was on. He's got Oliver over the top. He decides to go a little longer to the pocket.
Should have used Oliver there.
Come out. He goes Lockie Hayes long into the top and a great grab. Up high was Mays.
Yeah, Lockie Hayes, I think I mentioned him earlier in the call that, you know, he's an elite runner along with Phoenix, and, you know, he's been really prominent in this last term. He's just full of run. He just keeps going. He only knows one way. And a great set of hands here. Hopefully he can finish the job.
Good vertical leap, wasn't it, in the end? Not a bad defender, Tanton. He's been pretty good today, defence.
Tales has probably flicked the magnets around and he's been able to get forward.
What sort of size is Mays? He looks like
he's plus 6.
Decent size, yeah.
Yeah, he looks close to 190, doesn't he? Another one of those lengthy utilities that's had a few touches and had enough to do today to feel like he had an impact in the game.
What an incredible job the South Lonnie Junior Footy Club have been able to do. I think 7 grand finals or something that they're a part of. And they just continue to keep producing, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, full credit goes to their coaching group up there, led by Pokey as the president. Obviously, you highlighted him, and they just do a lot right.
Starts with Auskick. They've got the biggest Auskick program for the last 6 years in northern Tasmania, and no one's been able to catch them on the field since they made the move, and that was led by Pokey and others. Great job. It all starts at the 5-year-old kid coming into footy in their region. They do have some good catchment area for schools. That does help. And it's been a club of choice for many kids going into high school years. It's a high one. It's difficult for Hazel. Oliver, he's got plenty of time.
Oh, finger tapper.
Daly drops it. He hasn't had too many mistakes and goes over the boundary line. Still plenty to play for the Pride. Maybe they can keep South Lonnie under 100. Mays to tap to Murfitt for Prospect. And Taylor. And then the hands of McKendrick. It's the only problem with that Eastern stand, isn't it? You've got to put your hands up to stop the sun. Kirby, little chip from him. May have gone the distance, not called. Marshall swings it around. Numbers for Prospect. Could argue that's holding the ball. Or you could argue something else.
I think the tackle lingered after it sort of spilled out in the tackle, so...
Nothing worse than a lingering tackle. Now it's on for Cudmore. He gets past one. Babcock with the press. Cudmore goes back again. On to Walker. He's got Babcock on the outside. Let's see if he can find a bit of acceleration. A goal here would be deserving for someone for Prospect to make the scoreboard look a little nicer. Luttrell, that's Floyd variety. He's going to try and squirt the ball out towards Shelton. And Philpott does not give him an inch and gets Oliver. The chip is average, but it still wins. Everything falling South's way at the moment. Shelton moves him on towards Broomhall. And a free for South. It's going to be Marshall free kick.
Got options below.
Yeah, just a little hold for a tad too long.
Chase Oliver working his way into the goal square.
Well, he might be on here because
a big clunk.
It'll be interesting to see if Graham can get the distance. He pops it right there. Oliver in the middle. Oliver in the middle.
Oh,
Oliver's not being called. There was a bunch of hands on it. And the ball's gone through. He hasn't kicked that. Yes, he has. That could be the moment of truth on who we think might be best on ground.
I'd like to see the replay and see whether it was a mark or not. It was.
Would need something extra as things get a little heated.
Settle down, little fellas. It's nearly over.
You don't want to have a delayed start to the season next year.
Here. I reckon it's against the Prospect player. Let's see the mark or non-mark for now as the players diverge. No, he didn't get the first touch. He probably didn't get the second touch at no stage, but he did get the crucial one, which was his boot. Yes, he did. What a goal. That's like the touchline in a rugby game, isn't it, where they all come over the top. And a free off the ball as it goes to Graham. He delivers it long. And he finds their hands of Patterson. He chips it up the field, and here's the lead.
I think Lockie Mays was giving his 15 minutes of rest, so
his
day is done.
Now he makes sure he doesn't go on the ice pass because Jess James will soon lock them up. Hogarth at the back of the pack. It's swinging down was Lenny. He looks up and gets a push from Babcock, and then he sits on his head. He's going to be done for holding the ball. Good job from Babcock.
You're going to look up and see
absolutely nothing. So Maverick with it. He's trying to put on the head.
I think you didn't have to worry about anti-density there. There were 9 Prospect players behind the centre line.
Broomhall sweeps it up. Strange kick from Broomhall because he's found the South defender. Now they run into each other. There's mark taken by Blythe. He chips it up to centre half forward. There's tired legs, and there's the cramp of Hernick as his left leg shuts down, and he'll probably look for a handball.
There's one down in the centre circle as well. I did say there were going to be more.
Yeah, you hardly Nostradamus, are you, Darren?
Chase.
It's a long one up, and Chase gets the mark. What's he doing back there? He's cheating at the moment. Settle it down. Don't worry about settling down. Kick some more goals, mate, as he goes wide finds Kirby. Well, no surprise Kirby's going that direction as the left boot's his preference. Hayes in the middle. Running was Kirby, and then he decides last minute Hayes. They're making some mistakes as Hazel dishes it out back to the VC. Graham takes the mark in front of Walker. And now the overlap from Hazel. The kick is poor as players' exhaustion levels are rising, but they'll have some more left, I'm sure, for celebrations. I'm not sure how 16-year-old boys celebrate. Oliver really got it. Taylor backwards. Snap. It's a little wide. And another goal to chase might just stick a dot on the victory.
Tried to reach over the top of the pack there, Chase, just to clunk it, but...
Murfitt has been gallant for prospects. He'd be in their top 2 or 3. And Hernick has been cramping for the last 5 minutes every time he touches the footy. And the fluoro boots aren't helping at all, but he's also been great. And Badcock, probably the other. It's a good delivery. But Chernick, his kick is odd. When I say odd, the decision was poor. Hazel now. A long one. 1 on 3 to beat and couldn't. Tanton at the back screws it around on his left.
He's got numbers
Phoenix Howard gets
everywhere.
it. And there's a plethora of players he can find. Turali probably outside his range, maybe, although he's looking for the handball for Oliver. And even there, couldn't quite work that one out. And the rush ball comes back and it's taken by Gazelle. Philpott off half back, a little bit of dash left. Thrown out by Kale.
I wouldn't say it's been a riveting last 3 or 4 minutes.
No, it's been hard. Turali launches it. And finally, Bernie grabs it. He might want to play on. He's got a player in the middle in Taylor, and he ignores him. And he's going to snap it around the corner. There's a minute left. And he'll get it to the ton. As the century will be raised, you'd imagine. And everything goes black. And we've hit the ton. So the bat gets raised as the century's up. 14-16, 100 to 128. And no score from Prospect goal-wise since the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. And then the barrel. It's didn't pop out of the barrel. Turali now.
Here he is again.
Hogarth. Oh, dearie me, Hogarth. You wanted to make yourself a name.
If he could have kicked that second one, I reckon he would have given it to Anthony again.
I'll tell you what, the after party would be. I should have been a forward. 2 shots at goal, 2 goals. 30 seconds left. Handshakes all around. Oliver on the bench. It's been a ripper. Long ball out. What's that last few moments of the game going to give as Luttrell will have the footy for Prospect. And it's going to be a famous victory for South as Badcock gets it and he's going to kick one after the siren. I don't know what the etiquette is in a grand final when you're down by close to 90. And South have done it, and we'll see one last play as Badcock will line him up after the siren.
Badcock should have paid attention there. All the South players ran out of the goal square. You should have had a ping when they weren't there.
Or do you just hand her over to the umpire?
I think you just give it back to the umpire. But anyway, add to your tally. He adds to the tally. He gets some applause. And Badcock, somehow, there's something in that for him. He kicks his first. Prospect kicked their second. The scoreboard looks a little different than it did when the siren sounded. But a victory to South Launceston. They've dominated this game from the 15-minute mark of the first quarter to the very last minute and even to the end of the game. 14-17, 101 to 2-2, 14. 4 goals to McKendrick and then duplicates to Woods, French and Jet Patterson. Singles to Oliver. He popped up in the goal square and then he bobbed down and somehow kicked one amongst about 7. Turali got a goal late. Hogarth from defence got one, and Mays. And then last of all, Maverick Badcock, probably their best, kicked one along with Matty Hernick. some thoughts eventually. We got to the end of the NTJFA Grand Finals thanks to Croft and Geardy. Some last words from both of you.
Yeah, look, full credit goes to Ant Taylor and his crew there at South. They thoroughly deserve the victory. You know, they've clearly been the yardstick of the competition this year. So to produce it on the big stage, that's when it's really important that, you know, it's 0-0, no premiership points up for grabs. You've got to turn up, you've got to get the job done, and they were able to do that. They had winners right across the board. I don't really need to highlight, but, you know, obviously their runners really got on top in that second half, and they just really dominated the game. And obviously, you know, full credit goes to the Prospect crew. You know, they've had a great season as well, and just come up a little bit short.
Yeah, look, I'll just mirror that. I think, you know, South Launceston just too good. I think we came into the day thinking that they were going to be the best team, and they certainly displayed that. Their ball movement, you know, the structure that Tails had in place, you know, and I think, you know, early on, I think Prospect took the game on and were able to sort of control the ball, but I think just over the course of the game, you know, that South really just showed their dominance. I will say, I think it was probably appropriate that Badcock had that last shot on goal, because he gave 100% for Prospect all through the game.
Well, South won their way through to the grand final in the second semi, defeating Launceston by around about 100 points. So therefore it seemed fitting that both Lottie and Prospect, who chased South Launceston all season, were exactly 100 points behind. An indication of how much better this under-16 boys group is. Once again, congratulations to those from the kennel. They finished off today with 3 premierships out of the 4 grand finals. They got 1 yesterday. They won 4 of the 7 of teams that they played. They won 50% of the NTJFA grand finals across the 2 days. 14-7, 101 to 2-2-14. There was players' legs pinging everywhere as the cramp started to come in place. But it's been a wonderful couple of days here. I've been Aaron Roberts. I've had a marathon of commentary, but I've enjoyed every moment of it. But Darren Crawford, Darren Geard, and the G-Funk and Duff doing all the works to make this coverage as good as it possibly can be. And Duff's new call, the 1%ers are the key. And we'll finish it off with Mel Robertson giving us a coverage. And let's find out who's the #1 player across this game. We'll wrap it up. Thanks and bye for now.
Okay. I bet I wasn't alone in looking forward to this game all weekend. That was an absolute cracker. So well done, boys. It was really hard for it right to the end, and commiserations to Prospect, but you played a really good game, boys. First of all, we're going to call forward Lockie to accept the umpire medals. So let's have a round of applause for our umpires. And it's now my pleasure to announce the best on ground from the South Launceston Football Club, Chase Oliver. Well done, Chase. Just stand there and smile. Good work. All right, I call forward Anthony Taylor for his coach's message.
Firstly, thank you to Prospect. It's been a tough year, no doubt. Nothing I'm going to say right now is going to make you feel any better. But seriously, we played each other 6 times this year, and I believe you closed the gap most weeks. You had one game about 6 weeks ago where you were missing a fair few personnel. Outside of that, yous have improved every week. So thanks for the contest. Keep your heads up, stick together. And all the best for the future, guys. Thank you to the umpires as well. We wouldn't have a game without the umpires, so thank you. Really appreciate it. To the my boys, thanks for the year. You've been fantastic. You're a great group of young lads, and you won a lot of games pretty easily throughout the year, but to continue to improve and get better, made our job easier as coaches. So thanks for everything, guys. I do a lot of the other thank yous in the change rooms, but really appreciate you young men, and behave yourselves going forward from here. Rightio. Josh Kirby. Potsy. Willie French. Charlie Hogarth. Aidan Burney. Hugh Daly. Tyler Leedham. Xavier Furley. Brody Badger Marshall. Oscar Tarali. Not Tyrell, Tarali. Lenny Hazel. Spencer Hay. Phoenix Howard. Jacob Singline. Pekka Purse. Big Lockie Mays. Byron Woods. Jet Patterson. Flynn McKendrick. Now we're into our leaders. Tyler Graham. Well done, Doodles. One of our vice captains, Lockie Hayes. Snake Taylor. Let's get yous up together. Our co-captains, Jack Morrison and Chase Oliver. Just a massive shout out to Sammy French as well, wherever you are, mate. Love to have a medal here for you at the moment, mate, but to Sammy French, well done as well. Really respect and appreciate everything you've done for us. Wayne Kirby.
Thanks, buddy. Well done, mate. It's my pleasure. Even when you're sitting on there.
Tank. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, okay. Where's Rick?
There you go. Well done.
Yep, thank you.
Guys, just before we finish up, I just want to make a big shout out to the venue management team that have volunteered 2 full days of their time to make this go off without a hitch, but also Jess James, who's just disappeared. She's the competition manager for the NTJFA. And just a round of applause for all the work that Jess does to make this all happen. Well done, Jess. You gonna get it?
of footy at the moment until they flick it out to Woods. Delivery is good from him. Three South Funny players in the middle. They're thinking their way through this, the Dogs. They've got players over the top. They've got run from Morrison, whose first real touch, and a great kick from Morrison, and it should be a goal coming up to Patterson. That was their best transition.
Yeah, I was just disappointed that Luttrell's just got to probably...
Isn't it sort of, you know, yes, when you've got it, you can go, but if you turn it over, back the other way, you can be hurt.
Mays will get the hand on it first. He's knocking it down to sing line. Here's a chance for Prospect. Hernick now tackled high. And he's got a free. Noted. Oh, crikey.
Probably not quite that, but...
I don't think he meant to slip over. Murphy in some strife. It was the right move. French has got it again from the same spot. Does he do a better job this time? Great contest in the goal square. They all come charging in the footy. And I think he snuck it through. Hazel. Or maybe...
I think it might have been
Broomhill. And his counterpart in Marshall will win it. He's just the attacking side of the square. He launches it up long, looking for McKendrick. He got a little hold on the jumper.
Definitely a free kick there.
And he'll get a free, and that's undisciplined from the Prospect defenders.
Just received a text message from London. Flynn McKendrick's mother, Anne-Marie Harris. She's just sent me a text, so she's tuning in 6 a.m. on Duff TV. So she's about to watch a young fella put through probably his 50th goal for the season.
Oh, I hope you're enjoying it over there. I'm sure it's a little warmer than what it is. The sun is shining still, though, and McKendrick is in the pocket at UTAS Stadium, kicking to the southern end of the ground. And he does what we thought he would do as Flynn kicks his first and South kick their third. He moved on the ball. Kirby now in some strife. Oliver in more strife. Still has time to get it away. Kirby on his bike. He loves to run. The left boot's low and hard. To the back of the pack. Murphy's going to get there first. Second to it is French. He's got plenty of time, French.
Goal.
He snuck it through. A great goal from French. And it's starting to turn a little nasty for Prospect.
He's been quite busy, hasn't he, French? Sort of through the latter part of that first.
Quite lad, though, isn't he?
Oh, he is, but he's not... He likes to throw his weight around.
Umpire's done a good job there just to get it started, open it back up again.
On the move is Morrison, the captain. He delivers a long one to Flynn. And McKendrick gobbles it in the goal square and will go back and kick his second. What a wonderful delivery and a good mark, although it could have been going through.
So smart from Chase there. Whilst the push and shove was on, he basically put his hand up, nominated himself as ruck.
Highlight's got to be my roast that I cooked on Friday, wasn't it? Ball's loose at the moment. Morrison will get there first. Sayer pressures him. South with another entry on goal. He's going to be downfield. It's going to be a Flynn McKendrick kick, is it? Is it downfield or on the kick and they're having a shove and push? And Flynn McKendrick is going to have 3 in the quarter.
Yeah, it's just coming off the back of some midfield dominance. You know, I'm just watching like starting positions from the Prospect mids. They're getting
shots like that need to be kicked. So 15 and a half gone, 20-minute flat quarters in 16 grand finals. And there's the class of Oliver's long arms.
Lenny Hazel.
And Hazel with the run. He goes without the footy. Sheehan tried to find some pressure. Hazel goes again. He follows it up. It's a great looking kick from Hazel over the back of the pack. Woods picks it up and he delivers.
He's one of those players, Lenny Hazel, Crawford. He just looks like he's got that low centre of gravity. He just really covers the ground well.
Yeah, he can go vertical too for a small.
In Deloraine. And one vote to King Island, but they don't count. But I had a warm pasty at Deloraine, so that rules him out of captain's call. So it's we'll have a trophy coming to whoever that is. French finds space. Top of the square. McKendrick first. Speed, style, class.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
goal number 4.
Yeah, great finish there from Flynn, but it come off half back. Once again, they shifted it.
Yeah.
And a mark taken by Kirby. Too far out to score unless he gets onto that left boot. Problem is the umpire's there. How's that for no one checking anybody?
He's French. He's bobbed up and kicked a. What's he kicked today?
He's kicked one. He's had a couple of
few
opportunities
shots on goal, hasn't he?
So you're on Duff TV. There's 90 seconds left in the third quarter. It's been one-way traffic, although in saying that, just the one goal in this quarter, South Launceston. And can French add to that tally? Yes! And Will French has 2.
It probably has been a quarter that's just really been played between the arcs. That's sort of South haven't, capitalised with a couple of goals, but really, and Prospect haven't been able to score. So
Wright's coming up for this quarter.
Just too big. Chase Oliver at the moment in there. He's basically just grabbing it out of the ruck and surging it forward.
Well, he's just doing what he wants as Woods takes a mark.
6-6-6 means you basically can't drop your numbers back from there.
So Wood on the siren. They've kicked 2 for the quarter. 2 goals 5. He's a neat kick on goal and his delivery is better. And they've got to 10. And Byron Wood has 2 shots on goal. And he'll lace it up. He'll pop the mouth guard in the sock.
He still is standing in the pocket by himself if he wants to get it back. I would walk probably 5 metres this way, Crawf, and you're...
No, he's gone down again. Hogarth from 45. He's got the distance, finish. Hogarth. He's got the goal.
They get around him. He started it at half back. He come forward, left his man, took the intercept mark and got forward, and that's a great finish.
Well, he's come a long way up the ground. I haven't seen him that distance too much, and you can see move behind the ears. That's a haircut of the youth these days, isn't it, Crawf?
I think he did that himself, actually.
Right, okay,
he was telling me, so
he needs to work on the fringe, or maybe find a girlfriend as a hairdresser. Anyway, Terrali's been pretty good in his second half. He's deliberate with his shot, and the arms are risen, and the umpire leans. It's a goal.
Yeah, really happy for Oscar. He's had a tough year. He's been battling a couple of concussions throughout footy this year, so really great to see him out there having fun and enjoying his footy again.
I noticed that so Chase Oliver came back onto the ground. He was at centre half back and certainly just tapped someone on the shoulder and said, I'm back in the middle now.
Well, the biggest question now is who are we going to choose between the 3 of us, the best player on the ground?
Pocket should have used Oliver there.
Come out. He goes Lockie Hayes long into the top, and a great grab up high was Mays.
Yeah, Lockie Hayes, I think I mentioned him earlier in the call that he's an elite runner along with Phoenix, and he's been really prominent in this last term. He's just full of run. He just keeps going. He only knows one way, and a great set of hands here. Hopefully, he can finish.
Good
the job.
vertical leap, wasn't it? In the end, not a bad defender, Tanton. He's been pretty good today, defence.
Tails has probably flicked the magnets around and he's been able to get forward.
What sort of size is Mays?
Yeah,
a big clunk.
It'll be interesting to see if Graham can get the distance. He pops it right there. Oliver in the middle. Oliver in the middle. Oliver's not being called. There was a bunch of hands on it. And the ball's gone through. He hasn't kicked that. Yes, he has. That could be the Luttrell will have the footy for Prospect. And it's going to be a famous victory for South as Badcock gets it, and he's going to kick one after the siren. I don't know what the etiquette is in a grand final when you're down by close to 90. And South have done it, and we'll see one last play as Badcock will line him up after the siren.
Badcock should have paid attention there. All the South players ran out of the goal square. You should have had a ping when they weren't there.
Or do you just hand her over to the umpire?
I think you just give it back to the umpire. But anyway, add to your tally. He adds to the tally. He gets some applause. And Badcock, somehow, there's something in that for him. He kicks his first. Prospect kicked their second. The scoreboard looks a little different than it did when the siren sounded. But a victory to South Launceston. They've dominated this game from the 15-minute mark of the first quarter to the very last minute and even to the end of the game. 14-17, 101 to 2-2, 14. 4 goals to